Hey, you guys, it's your boy Josh Vision. I'm here to bring to you my Empire Season 3 Episode 4 review, and the episode was entitled Cupid Kills. So, compared to last week, there was as much action. Well, eh, there was that one little scene, but compared to being your emotions all up and down and shit, it wasn't really like that. But there was a lot of new information in this episode that was revealed. We get to meet Cookie's father. We see a new couple formed. Essentially, we we have a new A&R, head of A&R, which should be interesting. And in regards, what else happened? I also this love triangle between Lucius, Cookie, and Angelo is really starting to heat up, as well as we have a certain character being released from her jail bonds. So yeah, so let's get the review started. So in this episode, there are a few things that were kind of that was that was really interesting to watch. Seeing so let's start off with we have essentially Lucius being pissed off at Becky because no, fuck that. I'm gonna start even earlier than that. So we begin this episode with Andre and Lucius heading towards Shine's, as Lucius would say, rinky dink studio. And Andre saying, "Oh, why do we have to come over here just for Shine and Vanessa to sign the papers? Or we could easily do it over an Empire." Lucius says pretty much an ego thing for Shine, and whatever is the most beneficial way to get Shine and Nessa to sign the contract. So as soon as Andre and Lucius leave the car, we hear Andre. Well, no, hear Andre. We hear Nessa singing. Now we know Nessa has one hell of a voice, and Andre seems to be in a daze and a trance, like he's really feeling it. You know what I mean? Her voice. And Lucius says, "See, boy, you can't get that from anyone other than a black woman. That is the definition of soul music." So we get in the studio. It's obvious that Nessa catches sight of Andre. Andre, catches sight of Nessa, and it's obvious there's an attraction there. And Shine notices this. So pretty much, Andre says to Shine once he's able to snap out of his little trance of attraction to Nessa that the contract's legit and that everything's been read over and all that crap. But Shine ain't having it. Shine's like, you know what? I'm a businessman. I gotta weigh out all my options. So in the next room, this dude has literally a Rick Ross lookalike and a Russell Simmons lookalike, and just just cray cray. And Lucius was obviously pissed off about this. So the next scene, we have Lucius kind of being pissed off about the fact that Becky couldn't get Nessa to sign the contract and or finalize it. And Becky's like, "Listen, I'm not the head of AAR of A&R, so excuse me. So it's not really my fault. What could I do?" And Cookie comes in. She agrees with Becky, and Lucius is pissed at both of them. He was saying, "No one is working hard over here." You know what I mean? Like, hey, Cookie, to Angelo, was Angelo not responding to your texts and calls, Cookie? That's why you've been behind the eight ball and shit. So pretty much he tells everybody to raise their game up. He needs Tiana's clapback record, because the whole Hakeem and Graham rivalry is hot right now. So eventually we have Cookie being asked out by D'Angelo, and Cookie accepts. And right after that happens, Lucius is looming as usual. And Lucius says, he doesn't know anything about you, where you come from. And she's like, "Listen, he all knows that he's a good man and he doesn't drag people like you." Lucius is like, "Listen, you know that Angelo's put in a bid to run for mayor. And what would it look like for him in order to become mayor if he got an ex-convict, aka Cookie, as we all know, on his on his arm. So yeah, while we're on the whole Cookie angle, we'll just try to iron out this that storyline. So Cookie goes with Angelo. She getting all dressed and shit. And actually, before that, I want to address the fact that Cookie has hired an A&R, head of a head of A&R. His name is Trevor Rosa, and Lucius's response was, "You mean that Jew that thinks he's black?" And that turns out to be the case. Like during the whole thing with Cookie trying on different outfits for her little first date with Angelo, the dude was really uh, to each his own. So Cookie goes on her date with Angelo, and obviously, at first, she didn't know it was gonna be. He didn't know that she was going to an opera. So as soon as her and Angelo in the opera, we see Angelo's women friends pretty much look down on Cookie because clearly it's like a clash of different worlds, and this is more evident while a performance is happening, which is led by this great opera singer named Gia, and Cookie's the only one shouting and shit, pretty much saying "You go, girl," because because the song was really hitting her, and apparently the song is about like a love triangle, three lovers, all that good shit. So Cookie felt embarrassed. She runs to the bathroom. She hears the girls talking shit about her and all that stuff. Cookie wants to knuckle up, but she simply just scares. She scares the shit out of them because they're punk bitches, anyways. So after that, she leaves. Angela's wondering where she went, and the next scene is Angel. We see that Angel's been tackling Cookie pretty much all day, all night since the event, wondering where she's at, and Tiana decides to show up. And Tiana says, Cookie, you know what? I can't be dealing with this shit. I can't be dealing with these two boys fighting over me. I'm an artist. Then again, you say to yourself, well, Tiana, you started this shit when you and Graham just attacked Hakeem for no fucking reason. What the hell did you expect? You know Hakeem. You did Hakeem. You know? You know he ain't gonna take that shit lying down. So Cookie finds a way to console her. He's like, hey, do you know about this opera about three lovers? I forgot the name of the opera, so I'm just pretty much getting to the point. And Tiana's like, yeah, I do. So let's put that little storyline on the back burner and let's try to get back to the whole Shine, Andre, Hakeem and shit. So Lucius and Andre are trying to figure out a way on how to get Nessa and Shine to sign with Empire. So, but Hakeem comes in, and Hakeem's like, listen, let me handle it. Me and Nessa are cool, so is me and Shine. And you want me to be a man, so I think this is a way to prove myself towards me getting to that point of being a grown ass man. And Lucia's like, nah, I think it's too late. Audrey's like, listen, how about me and Hakeem team up together, and I'm sure we'll figure out a way to get the deal done. So Lucia's like, all right, film that. So Andre asks Hakeem to leave, and Andre pretty much tells Lucius that Jamal's seen Frida. Jamal went to see Frida a few days ago, and that he's pretty much gonna see her again today. And Lucius is happy to know about this and tells him that, I'm happy that we're a team again, son. And Andre's like, yeah. And ironically and kind of shockingly, we see Andre smiling as he walks away. So Andre has something underneath his sleeve. So turns out, pretty much as expected, Hakeem's plan was to try to get Nessa and Shine to sign live on his Extreme channel. Pretty much loused him up with great food and drink. That shit didn't work. Shine wanted Hakeem to put the money that, you know, the apparent money that was needed for her to sign, and Hakeem writes on the paper, and Shine just pretty much exposed the number to everyone watching that Extreme channel. Shine's fucked up. So Andre's plan works. Andre meets up with Nessa, and he pretty much tells her, listen, I knew your brother Stone as a kid. You know, you're good with math. I'm good with math. And Shine's only using you Shine is essentially using you in order to get to pretty much have more leverage and try to get some more money out of it. And pretty much that's just like, listen, Shine doesn't own me. And I was like, yeah. prove it. He also says to her, he's like, listen, when are you gonna take what's yours? And she's like, when are you? And you could tell right then and there the sparks were flying and shit. And Andre's like, listen, if I had your musical talent, I would have owned Empire by now. So, seems like there's a power play going on. I can see Andre and Nessa forming a couple and trying to take down, become pretty much Andre take over Empire, which was originally him and Ronda's plan, but as we all know, that failed. So, yeah. So, besides that, we had this really great song from Tiana called Me, fire track that was streaming all over Empire Extreme, live stream. And you had Cookie there, you had Hakeem there, Becky, Jamal, Trevor Rosa, and Angelo, which was surprised. You know what I mean? Cookie was surprised as well. Because early in the episode, Angelo was after Jamal. I was trying to pressure Mom by taking her, to the opera, but that didn't work. And Jamal suggested that, well, maybe you should try to join her world. You know what I mean? Try to go to her world, instead of trying to make her, be a part of yours. You know what I mean? Get used to your stuff. Help you get used to her lifestyle instead of yours. So, and also through that, I believe that Angelo gave Jamal, pretty much gave Jamal one of his friends who's a lawyer that would be able to get Frida out of jail by saying something about her having some type of mental illness, whatever, that could help her to help her get out of jail for shooting Jamal. So that ended up working, especially Jamal's speech saying, listen, Frida Gas is from Brownsville, to the judge, whatever. Frida Gas is from Brownsville, and Brownsville has a lot of people that gone to jail, get locked up, and when it's my family's fault and my fault because we thrust fame on Frida and she didn't know how to handle it. You know what I mean? And when you have fame, there's so much attention, so much stuff, crazy stuff, that it's hard for some people to handle it. So it's my family's fault, essentially. Without snitching about his dad's involvement in her father's death. So it worked, convinced the judge, and Frida is free. Although, pretty much before that happened, Frida got her ass beat. Like I think her left eye was shut. Her eye was shut. The other eye was just straight red, like Satan's body. But yeah. So back to the whole Tiana performance. It was hot. It was great, and we have this little interesting little speech between Lucius and Angelo. Lucius mentions a boy named Barry who Angelo reminds him of, and how at the time, in the previous episode, we knew that Cookie dated Barry, and also in this episode we found out that Cookie's dad, not surprisingly, hated Lucius, considered him a drug dealer, and he called him Lucifer. I mean, instead of Lucius, saying that Barry's a good guy, and that and that she should be with him, and that she should stop skipping classes with Lucius, whatever, saying to Cookie that, you're the special one. Candace isn't as smart as she thinks, and the other one, you're going to need to hold her hand pretty much for the rest of her life. So, even years later, her dad's estimation, the predictions came true, pretty much. So, back to the whole Lucius Barry thing. Barry came to get Cookie from Lucius because I believe Cookie was at one of Lucius's and his friends' little battle rap sessions or whatever, or rap session, and Shine's there, because he was one of Lucius's right-hand men and best friends at one time, and Lucius tells Barry, let's go outside, because Barry said, listen, I'm here to take my girl back, Lucius. And before Barry could say anything, Lucius punched the shit out of him. And then his crew just began kicking and beating the shit out of Barry. And Lucius was like, listen, remember one thing. She's my girl. And KO that dude out. And after that little flashback, Lucius says to Angelo, listen, me and Cookie's been through a lot. And we always seem to find our way back to each other. And Angelo's like, well, we'll see. Pretty much telling Lucius, ain't gonna happen this time. Lucius gave Angela that look like that look of like pretty much that, are you crazy? But at the same time, it's like, this nigga's a threat. So after that, we have Lucius pretty much tell Jamal that he had the prisoners in Frida's prison or jail, whatever, beat the shit out of her because he knew that Jamal would do something like this without him even asking or threatening Jamal to do it in the first place. So, and he also said to Jamal, how does it feel to know that you were just like your daddy? And then leaves at that. And Jamal is just so frustrated at this point. So we end the episode with this weird threesome. And before this threesome happened, obviously, Andre gets in a little fisticuffs with Shine. Shine comes in because he finds out that Nessa signed her part of the contract, and he just immediately punches it. He just gives Andre some 2 combo shots to Andre, and Lucius like, "You're right, son," and Andre's like, "I got this," and Andre just beats the shit out of Shine. And at one point, Shine pulls out a gun. Lucius gets his A-Rod back, hits Shine right in the back of the kneecap, and Shine is pretty much on the ground. And Lucius pulls out a gun. He says, "Listen, you've seen The Godfather before, right?" And Shine spits on the contract. And Lucius said, "Listen, you know I won't hesitate, so you better sign that damn contract." So Shine signs it, and Andre knees the dude right after. So that leads up to the final scene. So Shine and his little entourage, they're pretty much saying that, well, Shine is saying that Lucius and Andre brought this on themselves, that the Lions want war, we'll give them war. And that leads to the weird threesome that happens, essentially, with Nessa coming to see Andre. And Andre, at first, is like, "Nah, I don't want to do this." And then Rhonda, once again, coming from the dead, it's like, "It's okay, do it." And then you have this weird, creepy threesome, essentially, that happens. And yeah, that's pretty much all that happens in this episode. Angelo and Cookie's relationship blossoms because of the whole thing where Angelo actually, this time actually trying to enter Cookie's world instead of Cookie entering his world, all that stuff. And yeah, not that much really happened. So thank you guys for watching this video. Like the video if you can. Subscribe to my channel and write some comments down below. And once again, this is your boy Josh Vision. Adios.